So guys, you wanna see the perfect cinema handheld rig for Sony A7C, right? This is why you came here. This is why I clicked on the thumbnail. Well, this is it. Take a look at this and we're going to build it right now. Okay, so let's start from the beginning with this build rig out. I promise you that you're not going to be disappointed. This is a very cool rig. First of all, we're going to start with the base. So this is the camera. It's the Sony A7C. It's a pretty good camera. The only thing that I could say, for example, it doesn't have is the 4K 60, which for me, for example, it's not really needed. However, we have some really great lenses from Sony, and this is the reason why I switched from Canon R6 to the Sony, because you can actually find budget lenses compared to Canon, which you don't really have too many options. Compared to Sony, you have the Tamrons available, now the Sigmas, and the most important is that they offer some really amazing budget lenses, such as the 20mm 1.8 G lens, which is not a G Master lens, but it's really a great, amazing lens. However, we're going to build this rig with the 35 GM 1.4, which is an amazing lens. This lens is really crispy, and the rendering is really interesting. It has a really special rendering. I mean, most of the people disagree with this, but I really like it. We're going to put a Tiffen 1.4 straight on top of it, just because I think that the image coming out from the Sony cameras is pretty sharp, which could be an advantage actually. However, I think it looks too digital and I want to tone it down a bit. After that, we're going to probably put an ND filter, and for that we have two ND filters. We have the Freewell 2.5 mist version, which I'm not gonna use, and we have the 6.9 version, which doesn't have a mist version. These are some really good and budget ND filters. However, right now we're not gonna use any NDs, just because we have everything set. So again, this rig is intended mostly for handheld filming, handheld shooting, and we're going to see how compact this rig actually becomes. Actually, you've seen in the intro, but you're going to see why I think this is really an amazing rig. So this is the base. I'm not going to unmount it anymore. As you can see, we have some small rig rails, a base plate, which is the small rig base plate in here. We have a dovetail, which also helps to put the camera straight on tripod with the Arca Swiss mount. On most of my tripods I have Arca Swiss adapters. So for example, this is the switch pod, and on top of it, as you can see, I have a small rig adapter, a small rig Arca adapter, which is actually used for a DJI Ronin or Ronin NC, but I think it's a really great adapter, because the Joby ball head doesn't come with an adapter. It's coming with a plastic base, and it's not really that great. With this, I can basically just take the Sony A7C, put it on the plate directly, and you can see I can vlog without any problems. And I can do that, of course, with the 20. With the 35 I don't actually vlog. I use the 35 actually mostly for photos, but also for video when I'm behind the camera, because it's a really amazing lens. So that's out of the question with the base plates. So for all my tripods and all my mounting points, I have Arca base plates, Arca adapters on the tripod, on the switch pod. Yeah, just because the cage has Arca base and it's really easy to mount it. So let's go one more time over the base. We have a mini V mount, which will actually put a really great battery. I'm going to show you that in a minute. We have an Arca adapter in here, but for now it does the job. It also have a quick release, which is really amazing. We have the carbon rails, we have a dove plate, the base plate from small rig, and that's about it. So now we're going to take the FX Lion battery, which is really amazing. It's very compact. I don't know. Actually, I think you can see this is a Sony MPF 970, if I remember correctly, 770 battery. This is a V-mount battery, which is 50 kilowatts, I believe, 50 watts. You also have USB, you also have USB-C, and there's also a micro USB port. And you also have a D-tap port. So let's take that, for example, and put it straight on the base plate. As you can see, it starts to look very nice. It's snug and fit, and we're going to put the camera first of all, because of course, why not? Put it on the base plate, really nice and tight. But now we're going to put a handle on it, a monitor, and everything else you need for handheld shooting. The fact that this battery can probably power the camera for around 4 hours is really amazing, and the fact that it's pretty compact. As you can see, I can also put a follow focus on it if I want, but to be honest, I don't think it's necessary because the Sony autofocus is pretty good. However, let's do the handle. It's a really nice handle from SmallRig. It's a cinema handle, and as you can see, it already starts to show like a professional rig, which it really is, and you can do amazing things with this. Just that you have to take into consideration that this is probably not really a cinema rig. So of course you can have amazing results with it. I'm just saying. So as you can see, it starts to look like probably a Z-cam or a red setup, which I really wanted, but the most important part is that it's very compact. With that in mind, we're going to put some power in the camera from the V-mount battery, and we're going to do that with a very small cable. To be honest, I don't know where I got this cable. It came with a smart lock, something like that, and just I think it works really good, and it's pretty short also. However, I think I'm going to switch to angled. The next thing, the monitor is ready, so this is how it looks with the monitor. I think it looks pretty good. Let's put the cable also. This is a very thin cable, which I prefer, to be honest, because it doesn't make the rig more cumbersome and hard to handle. And that's basically it. This is the complete rig, as you can see, and it works really amazing for handheld shooting. But again, if you want to strip it and just pull it apart, you can do that very quickly. It is pretty well balanced. I could say that it's a bit forward balanced, but doesn't bother me that much, to be honest. But it's very nice and easy to handle. Not that hard, to be honest. I think the whole setup is around 3 kilos or something like that. But it's a very good handheld shooting rig. You can do this all day. I think you can shoot with this rig for full day. And to be honest, I think it looks pretty good also. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you want to know all parts, you can find them in the description. But the most important part about this is that it provides us with 3 points of contact. You have the handle, you can rest your arms and rest this battery on your chest, and it becomes very stable if you wanna make it. And another thing, actually, for example, if I wanna put another lens on it, I have some FD lenses. This is the Canon FD 50mm 1.4, and I just put on it a follow focus ring, an adapter which makes it a step-up ring which takes it from 55mm to 72mm, and I just converted this to a cinema lens. Basically, that's about it. Because you actually pay for this modification around $200 if you send it in London or stuff like that, but you can actually do it yourself just buying a follow focus and a step-up ring. So I have also the 28mm FD, but again, that's not really a special lens, an amazing lens. To be honest, this lens, the 51.4, has some character and it looks pretty cinematic, I could say. However, I really like the setup with just like this. For example, you could shoot a wedding with this, you could shoot a movie with this. For me, this setup could work really great for shooting music videos and for shooting commercials. If you want to shoot handheld, this is the perfect rig. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Daniel, and don't forget to turn lemons into lemonade. Ciao!